Done. Hey everyone, Mark here. I am going over my comic book haul for this week. Let's see. It's technically Wednesday, but because of work and everything like that, this video is probably not going to go up until Friday or Saturday. So it's technically the weekend right now. As you know, it's Wednesday, so there's new comic books. I'm going to go over some of the new ones I picked out. First off, I should give you a quick disclaimer. The comic book shop that I do frequent, they had a mishap in their shipment, and 2 boxes of over 100 comic books did not make it to their shop. So I am missing some key issues that I do want and variant covers. So I wasn't able to get Original Sin #1 or any variants from that. I wasn't able to get Magneto #1. Just those were the 2 major ones that I wasn't able to get. I didn't get a Cyclops #1 variant. I didn't get an Amazing Spider-Man 1.1 variant or the Ultimate Spider-Man #1 variant. So I didn't get any real variants because there was none. So this is going to be kind of like a partial. They're not going to get any in until the beginning of next week, so I'm just going to include anything that I get from this week's shipment that was missing. I'm just going to put it in next week's video. So first, that's it really for right now. First off, I'm going to start off with the new releases that came out this week that I picked up. So first off, I got the Cyclops #1. I'm actually a Cyclops fan. I was a kid growing up in the 90s. The comic books that I read the most were basically Spider-Man and X-Men. And it's kind of biased because the cartoon series were amazing, so that's why I kind of got into them. I did read some Superman and Batman, but for me it was all X-Men and Spider-Man when I was a kid. So it was kind of nice to see Cyclops get his own issue, his own series now with Marvel Now. He did kind of turn into a little bit of a bitch for a while there in the comic books, but then when Avengers vs. X-Men and All New X-Men, all those, started back up, I really got, back into Cyclops. I thought he was a great character, and I liked what they were doing with him. So yeah, I picked up Cyclops #1. Also, I'm not going over anything that happens in the issues, because I haven't read most of these, because I just got them. But also for the fact that I don't want to spoil it for anyone else, because I'm going to try and get these videos out on Wednesday from now on. But I will give my opinions of what happened and in reviews and shit like that later on. Another one I picked up is Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man #1. I like this cover. I've never really been a fan of Miles, but I was never really an Ultimate Spider-Man fan anyways. I was always Amazing Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man. But I did start reading some of the Ultimate Spider-Mans last year, and I really got into them. And I mean, I had to pick it up. It's a #1. I wanted some variants, of course, but I couldn't get them. But hopefully that'll renew my interest now that they're, starting back over Marvel Now. Maybe it'll, get me really into it. And because I do like Spider-Man, I did stop collecting Spider-Man for a while. But hopefully this will renew my interest. Another one, the Amazing Spider-Man 1.1. Amazing Spider-Man #1 came out last week. After the whole Dr. Octopus taking over Peter Parker's body, that blah blah, and the whole Superior Spider-Man lasting like 31 comics, and then they trashed it already. So I picked this up. I'm actually a big fan of Amazing Spider-Man as a series. I have I'm trying to get a full collection of 1 through 700 still, so I've been hunting down a lot of older ones to try and get a complete set. So it's nice to see that they're actually bringing Peter Parker back in the Amazing Spider-Man. I'm excited. I'm a fan. So this is actually the first thing I'm going to read once this video is over. And I mean, a lot of Marvel. For a while there, I wasn't collecting Marvel for a while. I was really heavy in DC with Brightest Day, Blackest Night, and then Forever Evil. So I really got into DC, especially when they were doing the New 52s. I got back into DC even more. But now Marvel lately, I noticed I've been buying more Marvel stuff than anything. So the only new DC comic that I got this week was the DC Comics Presents Harley Quinn #1 100-page issue. Couldn't say no to that for obvious reasons. Other than, for DC, I'm a big Green Lantern fan. Everyone knows that. I'm not the biggest Batman fan, but I am a fan of the Joker and Harley Quinn and Two-Face. I like the Batman villains. That's the only reason why I read Batman comics. I don't give a shit about Batman. I mean, Damian Wayne, he's awesome too, so yeah, I picked this up. Not sure what it's about, what's in it, or anything. Haven't read it. I didn't even know this was coming out. This was kind of like that pleasant surprise that just came out of nowhere, and they had tons of them. So yeah, that's the only DC one I got. That's it actually for new ones, new comic books. I'm gonna have more next week thanks to, you know, the shipment being properly. So, you know, that's so to offset the fact that I didn't get a lot of new comic books. I got some old ones. I went into their backlogs and back orders and back issues, and I just was like, oh, let me see. The first thing I got was Free Comic Book Day was Saturday. I did not do a video of anything like that. This is the first video on this new channel for NerdTaku, by the way. So I didn't do any videos for Free Comic Book Day. I got a lot of stuff. I might go over what I got some other time. I don't really have the energy to do that right now. But well, I did end up snagging up another, they had a few left from Saturday. I got the New 52 Future, and I got a second copy of it. They had it, they were just like, do you want it? I'm like, sure. So I got it. If you haven't read this, it's really good. You should read it. It's definitely a series that, in DC that is going to be really awesome to read. And it's Batman Beyond on the cover. I'm a Batman Beyond fan. Let's see. I'm going to organize these really quick by... Oh, wow. So yeah, other than Future's End, I just realized I only got one other DC comic, and it's a week late because I didn't get any comic books the week before, other than Spider-Man, and I really didn't, you know, I was in a hurry. I didn't have time. But I did get my Sinestro #1 finally. I'm a big Sinestro fan. It's nice to see him back as, you know, Yellow Lantern. They kind of, for those of you who are familiar with it, they did bring him back into the Green Lanterns for a while there, and then they had that whole mess of, I don't even know what's going on with Green Lantern. I'm a fan, I don't even read him anymore. Jeff Johns leaving with issue number 20 of Green Lantern kind of bothered me because he's the reason why, like, a lot of people got renewed interest into Green Lantern, and then he leaves, which is understandable because he wants to do other things within DC. So I got, yeah, the Sinestro #1. That's the only DC. So really, you know, I've only gotten, what, 2 comic books and 1, you know, Free Comic Book Day from DC. The rest now are all Marvel. I completely forgot that Original Sin was starting up, so I actually got my Original Sin #0. It's a series that I'm definitely going to be following very closely with Marvel because I do. The Watcher is one of the few characters that is obscure that a lot of people don't know about. I followed him. I like the Watcher. I mean, ever since, even with what Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, the Watcher was in it too, and I was like, this is great. The Watcher. Hopefully they do something with him. So Original Sin, definitely issue #0. It's one of those things where I forgot it came out, and that week I wasn't really getting any comic books. And then I got my Amazing Spider-Man #1 variant cover with the baby Spider-Man on it. Big fan of these covers. I actually have a lot of them. I do kind of collect them. I have all the ones from Avengers vs. X-Men. I got, let's see, what else did I get? I have some from Infinity, but mainly, you know, in All New X-Men. Whenever there's a baby variant cover and I see it, I snatch it up because I like them and I think they're awesome. And then another back issue is I got the Marvel Now Nova #8 for Infinity. This one was another impulse one that I saw. I got it merely for the fact that the cover is fucking awesome. I like the cover. It's great. Thanos, always a badass. I'm a big Thanos fan. Before the teaser clip at the end of Avengers, by the way. Thanos, always been cool. Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Quest, really great series. So yeah, I definitely got this. And then to continue, I also got another variant edition for Infinity 2 of 6, another baby one, which, of course, for reasons, this is something I'm not going to read. I already have regular issues and covers, so I had to get this. And to continue my baby variant collection, I got another variant edition for 3 of 6 of Infinity. So yeah, this cover is probably my favorite one out of all of them, besides issue #1 where it shows Thanos, you know, in his big throne, and he's a little tiny baby, and he's holding the little balloon with Death's face, you know, drawn on it. Other than that, like, Infinity was a good series, and I'm going back now and getting all the variants of them. That's all I picked up today. Obviously, for comic books anyways, I did get, let me grab really quick, I got some non-comic book stuff. I always get some supplies too, so today I picked up a big container of boards because for some odd reason I ran out of boards, but I still had a full pack of bags. And then I got another short box, which is not put together. I have to put this bad boy together right when this video is over and before I start reading my comic books, because I need to put away some of my comic books because I have a big stack of them and I have nowhere to put them. But yeah, that's all I did today for comic books. I'm pretty sure most of my comic book spending, and when I go, is on Wednesday when new issues come out, or I'll go on Saturdays as well sometimes, because sometimes they'll have not new issues, but sometimes they'll have some variants or some new back issues that they didn't have out before that were just in the back that they put out. So I try and go in there at least like every 4 days just to see what's going on in there. And for those of you, I know a few of my friends, they always ask me where I get my comic books and how I'm able to justify spending all this money on comic books. And I go to Comics and Stuff in San Diego. They have like 6 locations. I live near downtown, so I go to Horton Plaza. And the way I'm able to is I have a discount card. It's $10 a year, and you get 20% off any comic book that's basically under $5, so $4.99 and under, and that's basically all the new ones, and anything that's like a month old. But then anything that's $5 or more that's a comic book, I get 10% off. So that helps with the variant issues, especially when they're like $5.99. Yeah, it's 50 cents off, like 60 cents off. But that kind of like after 4 or 5 comic books, I think my total savings out of all these comics that I got, I saved almost $17 or $18, which technically is about maybe 5 more comic books right there. So you can look at it as I got 5 comic books free, or I saved enough where I could have bought 5 more. But other than that, that's the main place I go for my comic books, for new ones anyways. When I want to get some older comic books, really obscure ones, like if I wanted a New Mutants 28, or Giant Size X-Men, or if I wanted to try and find an Amazing Spider-Man $6.99 or $700 signed by Dan Slott and Stan Lee, I would go to Villain's Lair, which is a little bit north of Horton Plaza. It's on Adams Ave in San Diego. I go there. That's where I was able to get some of my more, when you want to find something particular, you go there. But if you're just going to browse and you want some new release comics, you don't care, I always go to Comics and Stuff because it's close to my work, it's close to my apartment, it's like a 20-minute walk, and it's always nice out, so it's always good to just go there. So other than that's my comic haul for the first week of May, basically. Well, technically it's the second week, but it's the first full week. Hopefully by Monday I'll be able to get my Original Sin and my Magneto #1. I'm really kind of upset I didn't get to get those. Those were important issues that I want. I could have went to Villain's Lair, but with the the discount card from Comics and Stuff, it kind of does help with the 20% off, because then I can get more comics. So I will be sure to do another video next week of what's coming out and what I got. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have a Facebook page, we have a website which is still being built. All the information will be right at the bottom of this video. So yeah, tell me if you got any new comic books, or if you got any of the issues that I talked about, and let me know what you think about them. Let me know what you think about Cyclops #1 and Amazing Spider-Man 1.1, because I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks about them, because I'm kind of biased. So because of my fanboyism, so I'd like to see what other people's opinions are of these comic books. So other than that, thank you for watching.